Hi, my name is Karthik and welcome to my channel Poddar KKP Tricks and Technology. So today I will show you implement Onion architecture demo of Onion architecture in ASP.NET Core MVC part 10, which is service layer. Okay, so now we create the third layer of this Onion architecture, which is service layer. To build this layer, we create one more class library project named OA.services. Let's see an example. Okay, we haven't taken in previous project which we have implement two class library OA.data and OA.repo. Okay, we okay just need to one things need to modification actually just name of repo. Repo. Okay, okay, okay. So now need to add one more library in this project that's called is select class library .NET Core next and name as OA dot service. Okay, just create it. Okay, it's creating. Okay, so by default generated class we have to remove it because we will generate according to our requirement class. Okay, so this project, this OA.services, this project holds interface and classes which have implementation of interfaces. This layer is intended to build loosely coupled application. This layer communication to both like web application which is we will generate in next video session and also and repository project this one. Okay, so that project will not interact with the way.data. Data database. Okay, so this project will interact the repository as well as web applications or you can API or anything. So okay, so we create in interface name as I user service. So first we have to create a class, just name, just create first class. After that we will understand what the role of this that all the classes on these services. Okay, so first I user we create an interface I user service. Okay, user service and just public, make it public and it is interface. So okay, and this interface hold all method signature which accessed by the external layer for the user entity. For example, like I enumerable number of user. Okay, so first bring the namespace. Okay, this is this one qa.data because we have created entity of user and oa.data project which is over the oa.data project. So just include it. Okay, and get, you can create a method as name according to you, but it's a name convention or common things like get users. Okay, so what will do that method get all the information of users, like list of users it will return. So that's why we are creating that interface and that declaration method. It is only signature we will implement in our another classes. So first all the signature here, like which method you want to require for the get information, or just like insert, update, delete, get. So you can put or you can create that signature here. So my another is user get user get user by the user ID. So just okay, my another one would be insert user. Suppose you want to insert the user, so he need a parameter like entity of your user. So user, okay, that's cool. Void, okay, we have to update as well as update user. So in the update also need user entity. Okay, I'll need to last one is a delete, because user want to also delete his informations or his entity. So delete method will accept, you know delete user by the his ID. Okay, so that is done for the interface. Okay, now this I user service interface implement on the class that name as, okay, just create it, that will be more clear. Okay, user user service. Okay, user service. Mhm, that's cool. .cs. Okay, so this user service class hold all the operation for the user entity. Okay, which we have create in the signature, like this all implementation will be done in the user service. Okay, so make it public first. Okay, so first you have to inject your repository class here. So what you will do, you have to do first, you have to create a constructor. Okay, and this constructor inject your repository. So both repository, like suppose this user will happen two things, you know like your user entity as well as and your profile entity. User entity as well profile entity. So we have to create and we have to inject two repository here. First of iRepository repository, okay, and repository, which one? User repository. Okay, okay, so first to bring the namespace of iRepository, which class is, okay, this is under of the oa.repo. So just add the namespace and also add the oa.data namespace, and it is called user repository. Okay, is iRepository contain entity, sending entity, which is user profile, which is user profile repository. Okay, okay, just hit the enter so that we can see that. Okay, okay, so we have to inject, but we have to declare as a private that method. So you can use by default this one, create an initialize field user repository. Okay, now you can see over here private read only iRepository user. Same thing we have to do, or you can use dynamically like this. Okay, okay, so we will inherit a user interface and we will implement all the class, all the method here like this. Yeah, it is auto generated method implementation, but we will implement according to us. Okay, so first get users, this one, so return, it will return user repository dot get all. We need all all the all the user list, all the user entity, so that's why we will use get all. Okay, second one, return user repository dot get, and that get method except one parameter, expect one parameter like this. So we will assign this parameter. Okay, cool. After that we will implement this one, insert user. Actually it is not returnable, that's why we will use only user repository dot insert, and it need entity. So where is our entity? Here, we can get from here. Okay, now we have to update as well, so update, same things we will do, user repository dot update. Okay, Let's expect entity of the users. Okay, okay, cool. Now, okay, one more method we have to implement. That one is delete user. So how we can delete it, because it is reference of user profile. So first we have to remove the user profile entity. After that we will remove the user. So need to create instance, or need to get the user profile entity. So user profile is a user profile user profile repository. Okay, dot get method. Let's expect id parameter, which will coming from delete user parameter. So this, and it will return the user profile. So we can store here over the user profile. After that we have to remove it. So how we will remove it? User profile repository can remove it with the remove method. Let's expect the user profile entity, which is we have to store in this user profile. So we can assign here. After that we have to remove user entity as well as. So we have to get again the user entities look like this. So user minus user repository dot get is expect id parameter of user. So we can assign from here. Okay, again we have to repeat remove user repository dot remove from the user entity from here. Okay, that's fine. So all method we have implement in the user service class. So it's done, and just make sure all have to do is fine. Just need to build the solution. Okay, okay, now you can see everything is fine. All three project library will succeed. Okay, now we create one more interface, name as user profile. User same things, public, and it is interface. So decorate with the interface, and this interface holds method signature which is exceed by the external layer for the user profile entity. Okay, so just create a user profile, just name it get user profile. Okay, just set up parameter as a long id. Okay, now we have to implement this interface in the class library, in the class. So now this user profile interface implement on a class. That class name is just we have to create it. Just need to user profile file service. Okay, this user profile service class hold the operation for the user profile entity. So make it public first. Okay, same thing we have to do as before we have done in our user services. We have to inject our user profile repository in our constructor, user profile service constructor. So how to do that? Just create constructor. Actually, how to create a constructor with the shortcut key, you can see over here CTOR twist tab. Okay, and we have to inject iRepository repository and user profile. Okay, just remove it just to bring the namespace. User repository. Okay, as well as just to bring the namespace of this entity, which is qa.vo.data. User profile repository. Okay, and just create dynamically property field and assign in the constructor. Okay, okay, so now you have to inherit user profile interface for the implementation. So it is generate by the dynamically with the dot period. You can put the cursor in your interface and control period, and you can choose first one. Okay, now we have to implement that user profile method. It's very simple, as before we have done. Return user profile repository dot get id, which is coming from here. Okay, what happened? Okay, actually we are using this private field, so we have to use this one. So use the this keyword, look like this. Okay, I think something is gone wrong. Okay, to we have to use user profile service, because we have create the signature over here. User profile service. Okay, okay, it is I have observed it is wrong name convention, so we have to change here like service, because we are creating under the OA.services class library, so name as should be service, so same as it should be over here, rename as okay, and it's fine. Okay, now let's try once again. Oh my god. Okay, issue is here. Okay, I have it should be user profile. Okay, same as it is should be in our signature. Okay, and it's okay. Now call. Now yeah. Okay, now I have completed the user now services layer. Okay, so and now main questions comes in your mind is why we have created two user interface and two user classes, two classes, because now I have a create application which is contain only two entities like user and user profile. Suppose in the long time it will create many entities or many tables like department, role, etc., etc. So uh, according to that requirement you can create your services. Suppose you have to create you have to new requirement, and you have to use another like department, so you have to create the department entity, and you have to mapping with the department map. After that you have to use the mapping here, only one line code after department entities, department mapping. After that you have to create a, a one interface of the department services, and that department services implement with the department services class. So just make sure everything is fine. Just just rebuild the solutions. Good. Okay, that's fine. So that's it for the service library. Now we have to we will come in the next video session with the MVC core MVC, which we will interact the this OA.services, and we will inject these services that project, and we will we will create the operation CRUD operation like inside of the delete as well. Okay, thank you for watching.